Hi there, I'm Suzette Kroll, registered dietitian. I'm your personal nutrition guide. In this session, I'm going to be talking about all the little details and steps you need to take in order to make sure that you're successful in meeting your nutrition goal of eating a pound of vegetables every day. In a previous video, you learned about the importance of eating a large percentage of vegetables to help you feel full on fewer calories. And hopefully you've started identifying some vegetables that you're willing to eat or try. And if not, this is the first place to start. The next step is to plan a shopping day because you can't eat what you don't have. And although this might seem quite obvious, it's interesting that this is a step that's commonly skipped. So whether you're shopping at the store in person or you're ordering your groceries online, sit down and plan a day and time that you're going to do it. Schedule it like it's an important doctor's appointment and keep it as such. Make sure you decide in advance how much you're shopping for so that you can buy enough. For example, if you're going to shop for just 2 days and you're going to eat a pound of vegetables every day, then you need to make sure you have 2 pounds in your cart before you leave. If you're shopping for a week, then you need to make sure you have 7 pounds in your cart. And if you're shopping for 2 people at a pound each, then you're going to need to make sure that you have 14 pounds of vegetables in your cart. It's kind of fun to pile all the vegetables in the produce scale to make sure that you have enough. This is an example from one of my personal shopping trips. I was shopping for a week at a time. So there's 7 pounds there. And hopefully this shows you it's really not as much as you think it might look like. So the goal here was to finish all this over the course of a week. This is another example from one of my personal shopping trips. These vegetables were bagged versus loose. So what I did here is make sure that I looked at how many ounces was in each bag and added them all together to make sure that I had 7 pounds before I left the store. And then I finished these over the course of a week. So make sure you identify some vegetables that you like and are willing to eat. Plan a shopping or ordering day. Make sure you decide in advance how many days you're going to be shopping for so that you buy enough to have a pound a day. The next step is what you do when you get home, and this is really important. You need to store these vegetables where you can see them, or it just might happen that you forget about them. Those bottom drawers in the refrigerator, I call the rotters. Avoid putting your vegetables down there because they go there to die. Usually when you can't see them, you forget about them. So use a shelf in the refrigerator that's at eye level. So every time you open the refrigerator, you're reminded of your goal to eat all of these vegetables. A little bit of shopping and then chopping that goes a long way, or prep work. So when you get home, wash and chop those vegetables, maybe put them in individual containers. If you've purchased salad greens, wash them and put them in a salad spinner, and that helps them stay fresh all week. And if that sounds like too much work and that's going to be a barrier to eating your vegetables, then simply buy a cut up vegetable tray and put it on that shelf at eye level. So every time you open the fridge, you're reminded to eat them. Have some kind of plan how you're going to eat your vegetables. It could be an exact plan where you plan out your menus every day, or it could be just a loose plan. A loose plan looks something like this. I'm going to eat raw vegetables every day at lunch, cooked vegetables at dinner, and I'm going to snack in between on vegetables. If knowing how to select good tasting vegetables is a barrier to you to eating them, then use this resource. Fruits and Veggies morematters.org is a great website. There's a database on there, a vegetable database. You simply scroll through, find the vegetable that you're interested in, and then read about selection and storage information. Use Pinterest and YouTube to find lots of new recipes. And get really good at veggie swaps, also known as carb swaps. If you're not familiar with this term, it simply means using vegetables in place of the typical high carbohydrate foods. For example, bread. Use a romaine lettuce leaf or a collard green leaf instead of bread to make sandwiches. For tortillas, swap out a cabbage leaf or a jicama wrap. For pasta, swap out spiralized vegetables or spaghetti squash. If you like lasagna, try sliced zucchini or sliced eggplant. For rice, make or buy riced cauliflower. For mashed potatoes, make or buy mashed cauliflower or mash up some white beans. And instead of snack chips, bake some sweet potato wedges, or simply eat raw vegetables for that crunch that you like to get from chips. Crunchy vegetables like raw carrots or celery, or one of my personal favorites, the mini sweet peppers. If making your own healthy food from scratch is a barrier to eating healthy, just know that there's lots of help in the grocery store. You can buy ready-made veggie spirals and riced veggies. All right, so in summary, in order to eat this pound of vegetables every day, you're going to need to identify some vegetables that you actually like or are willing to eat, and then shop for them. Make sure you're buying enough so that you have enough to eat a pound a day, and make sure you store them where you can see them. When you get home, do a little prep work so they're ready to eat when you want to eat them, and have some kind of plan, whether it's an exact plan or a loose plan, how and when you're going to eat them. Try out lots of new recipes and get really, really good at those veggie swaps. That's a great way to incorporate vegetables so that they're part of the meal versus having them as the little side dish, kind of an afterthought, and it makes it harder to eat them that way. Most importantly, have fun with it, and I'll see you in the next session. Until then, I'm Suzette Kroll, registered dietitian. I'm your personal nutrition guide.